Go.
Hello, I'm Rick Steiner. Welcome to Lux Life Discovered. Our guest today is Karen Tayes with Elysian Medical Spa in Panama City Beach. So welcome to the podcast, Karen.
Hey,
Recording
thank
in
you.
progress.
This is my
Well,
first podcast.
is it really? Well, good. I'm honored that you're on here to begin with. Yeah. So, well, it's going to be a very laid back conversation. So
Okay.
tell everyone a little about your spa and how you came up with the idea, maybe your background also. How did it lead up to you opening your own spa?
Okay, yeah. So I'm old and I started way back in the 90s as an EMT and paramedic. And so most of my life I have done pre-hospital actually. I went on to nursing and was an emergency room nurse for a few years, but my ultimate goal was to be a flight nurse. That's what I always wanted to be all my life. So I was a flight nurse for over 20 years and an educator. So we used to joke and say I used to cover the panhandle like kudzu because I used to educate most of the pre-hospital people. I have taught them, been a part of their teaching or something like that. And so when I went to nurse practitioner school, I love critical care and I love pre-hospital, but after 30 years, it really takes a toll on you. And mentally, I wanted to, do something where people didn't die on my shift. And while they
Right.
were happy that I was there, it was for all the wrong reasons. So I wanted to do something to make people happy, make them feel good about themselves, empower, women and men to just feel better about themselves. So I graduated and started doing all kind of aesthetic classes and then decided to open my own med spa after about 4 years of being in aesthetics. So I found this lovely building and decided to, you know, go off on the deep end and start my own business and open a med spa.
Well, that's great. I tell you what, it takes a special person to be a flight nurse, to work in the emergency room and all of that. So where did that love come from? Because that's a very demanding
Yeah,
area.
it was kind of weird. My parents are totally not in the medical field and very quiet people. So they were so shocked when I was like 20. I was like, I want to be a paramedic, and they were like, what? That's crazy. And thinking back now, because I have kids that are in their 20s, I'm like, who would give me the keys to an ambulance and tell me to drive like as fast as I wanted, and then give me all these drugs? And so yeah, I don't know. I just was like, that's what I want to do. And then the first time I saw a helicopter when I was 21, I was like, I'm going to be on that one day. I ended up flying for Sacred Heart for many years, and then they decided to get out of the air industry, and I went to work for Shands Hospital. So I was super excited about that because I got to train at their medical school in Gainesville, and I was very privileged and honored because, that's the oldest flight program in Florida. So I had such a great time, great experience. But after 30 years of being on 24-hour shifts, I've been excited to sleep in my own bed and not have to be on alert. And so my kids were even saying the other day, this is so weird. You're home every day, every night.
So
But they
they're having to
both
adjust as much as you are, huh?
Yeah, they've both gone on to go into the field as well. My son's a firefighter and my daughter's a nurse. So
Are they both still in the Bay County area?
they are. Mhm.
Okay, good, good. So what was probably the most challenging and rewarding part of being a flight nurse? Because
Oh gosh.
I can't even fathom that, to be honest with
Yeah, I know, to walk in and everybody's like worrying about you, worrying about everything that's going on. But I had a partner when I was really young and he said, I don't know why we're getting excited. It's not our emergency and we're the one with oxygen. So I was like, okay, you're right.
you.
Like there's no need for me to get upset. So, it was definitely rewarding being there for people at their most desperate hour. But like I said, and I loved it. I loved everything about EMS, and I loved teaching the paramedics and the EMTs. So I taught for probably the entire career, and was an educator for the largest air ambulance company in the United States. And I got to teach down in the Dry Tortugas. So I think that was probably the most rewarding part, is to pass that on to other generations. And I loved being there for the families, and you get to meet so many people from all over when we live in this tourist area. But yeah, it just, after a while, you just know the outcomes are sad, and it really just takes a toll on you. So I was like, I need to do something for my mental health. So I get to empower people now in a different way. So I'm excited about that, because as I age, I'm like, whoa, I need all the things. So I get to help ladies, feel good about themselves and put a little pep in their step, and, give them some confidence.
Right, right. Well, I tell you what, I know Shannon, first time we stopped by, you had some event going on for women that day. I can't remember what it was, but it was a really, I want to call it a frou-frou event, but it wasn't one of those things that I was expecting when I came in. Do you remember what it was that day? I can't remember
Yes, it was Diva
what
Day,
was
and it was named after
yeah,
one of
Diva
my
Day.
yeah, one of my best friends, Lipstick Diva. She made her own lipstick line. One
Yeah.
of my best girlfriends I grew up with, so we named it after her. And it's just a kind of a fun party with mimosas, and we put everything on sale, and no appointment needed, and people can come in and ask questions or get Botox for cheap. And so it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm sorry we drug you. There are men that come, but I think you were a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, it was just like we pulled up and Shannon said, "Oh, it's Diva Day." I'm like, "What?" And
I feel like I'm not a
but
diva. You have an inner diva, Rick. Come
I
on.
guess maybe I did. I just didn't know it. Yeah. But okay, so you brought up a good point. Men too. What percentage? I know a large part of your clientele are women, but how many men come, and what all do men come for?
Yeah, so I do have a small percentage of men. It is more women, but I know you guys, they like all the things too. So I have men that come in and get filler, Botox, we call it Brotox. We do men's facials, we do men's hormones. Because everybody wants a little hormone optimization. And then I have a lot of men that do the weight loss. So
Okay,
we have something
good
for
deal.
everybody. Yeah, we even have a
That's true.
skincare for men as well.
All right, is that something you've created? Your own
It's not.
personal line?
No, it's
Okay.
not. I love this particular brand, and they make one. It's a one step for men, because men don't like a whole lot of steps. So there was no need to try to create something, because I think that's superior. So
We just want something that you can put on one time and be done with it. Yeah.
yeah, they're not going to do a whole lot of steps.
That's right. Or we'll eliminate a lot of steps in the process. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your most popular uh, service for women? What do most people enjoy?
Okay, so definitely weight loss, and I would say neurotoxins. So we carry Botox, Dysport, or Zeman. Those are the top three on the market. So those are the two most popular.
Okay. So do you have people that come to you that have been somewhere else and not pleased with what's been done and look to you
Yeah.
as the answer to cure it all or to fix it?
Yeah, I mean, I get some people that have gone to other places. I tell you, I'm getting a lot of people that have always drove to Destin, because used to, that was about the only place you could get that kind of treatment and stuff. So with all this traffic and the building and the, just a lot that's going on in our area, people are not wanting to drive very far. So they are
Right.
Googling me and finding that I'm a lot closer. And then the other thing, I'm shocked at the amount of people that I get every week that say, I just moved to the area and I wanted to find somewhere that I could, get all my services in this local area. So I'm just like, where are these people moving? Like, do we even have room for this many people? So I'm shocked at all the people that are moving down here.
Oh my gosh, the construction is crazy. And
It
Adam,
is.
when you're first coming into Panama City Beach, my road numbers are escaping my mind right now, but so many apartment complexes, so many, you know, everything's
79.
going up. Yeah,
Yeah.
79. Yes, yes. And then
Mm-hmm.
if you go out 331 toward the Phoenix Springs,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a huge developments going on out there. It's unreal. So still
Yes.
not our area, but yeah,
It's crazy.
traffic is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go to Destin for a meeting one day and I left like 30 minutes early and put in my GPS and it said my estimated time was 1 hour and 20 minutes. And I'm like, how's that possible? It's like 20 miles. And
Yeah.
I found out how possible that is.
Yeah.
So,
So that's driving a lot of people here. And I'm actually going to open a second location October next year, right there outside of Margaritaville
okay,
on Highway
good.
79.
Yeah, so you'll be able to pull in a lot of people from the northern part.
Yes,
Northern.
yes. They won't have to get down here into the beach traffic.
That's true. That's good. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of people like that because that traffic can be just horrendous at times.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think has been most rewarding about starting your own spa? I
Oh,
mean, what
yeah.
there's a lot of
There's a lot of things. What?
there are a
What was
lot
that?
of things that you could have done different, still staying in the medical field, but that's a big undertaking to do this. So
Well, I definitely think it's an up and coming industry. It's pretty much referred to as the wild, wild west because there's not been a whole lot of the planning in the medical field can't hardly keep up with all the aesthetics that's popping up because with social media, it's just running rampant. You know what I mean? Everybody's seeing all the lips and the TikToks and all the things. So, I just wanted to do something where people would come in and they were happy. And to me, like just family medicine is just sad and depressing. And the more they talk about their hypertension and all their high cholesterol, I just like zone out. So I was like, I just don't think I can
give
do
me
this.
something where people are happy. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make people happy. And I thought about for a hot minute going to the emergency room, but I was just like, I've got to get out of this zone and just do something fun. And I think I'm more excited than my clients when they come in and we do a treatment of filler or something like that, and they immediately have some positive results. I get so excited. They laugh at me, but I'm just like, oh, that looks so good. So I just love that because I just love to make people feel good about themselves and just give them confidence.
And you do see the confidence immediately when they see results. It does
Yeah.
change their whole demeanor. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And I think women are, and men too, we're so hard on ourselves and, we're never satisfied. We don't like anything we see. And, it's hard to compare to all the social media that you see out there that is filtered or it's fake. And I think that women just are so down on themselves. So to give them a little bit of a pep in their step and, excitement about themselves again, I love that.
So with all the social media that you're talking about, has that presented a problem in some cases with what people the expectations that they come in with?
Well, I think the biggest thing is when they walk in, they're like, my husband said I can't get filler. And they're very scared and hesitant because of what they see on social media. And so I have to tell them, like, you can do things and keep it very natural. And they probably won't even know that you've got any, and that's a whole lot of filler and procedures that these people have that are on social media. So I assure them that their lips are not going to enter the room before them and that we'll keep it a very natural look and to trust me. And so, they're pleasantly surprised. And most of the time, I would say 9 out of 10, they come back and say, my husband didn't even notice I had anything done. So they get so
More.
worked
Yeah,
up
no.
about
Well,
that. They
that's
don't even
good
know.
because I can see with social media how, well, you can definitely see with social media how some people have gone overboard. And then also how
Yes.
some providers have, kind of misled people and given them way too much than they really needed. So, but
Yeah.
one thing about your group, you're very conscientious of that and you keep it realistic.
Yes. Like I will try to talk people from the ledge to not, if they don't need it, I'm not going to give it to them. I really like to keep it natural. So I will try to talk them out of it if I don't feel like they need it. And, some people don't do that in the industry because they don't want to lose the money or whatever. But I really can see though why they want more because you have one syringe and you go, oh man, I don't look as tired. Let's have more, let's do more. And then I can see where it gets a little carried away, so
Right.
I totally understand how it can happen, but I try to keep people grounded.
That's good. That's good. So Botox, or filler, what's the most common that people come in for?
So it's the neurotoxins, the Botox, that go, to help relax the muscles. And like I said, we do 3 different ones. That is the cheapest, most popular non-surgical procedure that people do in the aesthetic field. Next would be the filler. So that would be replacement of the volume from here down. You use filler. From here up, you use Botox. However, when you give an aesthetic person something that you can only use in one place, we're going to test it everywhere. And so we do use Botox in the lower face in certain areas, but yeah, filler is the second one. And then we have things like laser treatments, for age spots and different things like that. And then of course we have, there's facials that women love to get to pamper themselves for an hour. So we do offer facials. And I would say the weight loss is the biggest craze after those.
And of course, with the weight loss, and I'm talking to myself here, you have to eat right for it to be effective and to make it work as it's designed to.
That helps for sure. It helps the weight come off faster. But I will say that all of my patients that have lost weight and done the things they're supposed to do, their lab work has never looked better. They've got to come off a lot of their medications, which I'm super happy about. And they're really just healthier and they feel better about themselves. They feel confident. And so that I love that about the weight loss.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because so many times we look at what we can see, the physical appearance, but the lab work is where it speaks volumes more than the actually loss itself. That does, but when you get the results back and so many of the numbers that were so negative and out of line are back within the normal ranges, and like you said, then they can come off of some of their medicine stuff.
Yes.
That's the biggest reward.
Yes, and I'm a big component of no medicine is best medicine, because I feel like the medications that are out there cause more side effects, and then you're chasing, you're having to add more medicine to counteract other medicines. So, I mean, the healthier we can be, the longer we can live and live a happy, healthy life. I'm all for that,
Yeah. Do you have patients that are surprised when that happens? Like, because I mean, so many times we take what medical professionals tell us and we assume they know the best. But like you said, there are certain medicines that counteract or contradict whatever the certain other medicines. So most people don't know that they're taking medicines that do that. Have you had people surprised by that?
Yes, exactly. Definitely surprising. And they will not have some side effects and they don't even realize they have these side effects until they're off all that medication. And then I had one client came in and she'd been heavy all of her life. And the medications we gave her actually helped. And she came in and she just bawled because she was actually able to ride a roller coaster for the first time and since her daughter had been born. And I didn't think about that. Like she could not ever have fit in a roller coaster seat. So, we gave her not only confidence, but a life back, and her daughter was so excited that she got to ride with her, which she had never done. So I just love those stories.
Oh yeah. Things that most of us take for granted, but
yeah,
everybody's got their own journey and their own, issues to deal with or whatever situation, because you never know what leads up to that point to begin with.
Yeah.
But once they've made those changes and become more confident, then they're willing to try other methods as far as like exercise or just doing things that normally they'd think I can't do that.
Yeah, because once they get that first 10 or 20 pounds off, they feel like they can work out. They're not miserable and they can, make small goals and accomplish it. So, I love that. And that's ultimately what I want at the end of it. I don't want just a quick fix, but I do want them to make some lifestyle changes so that they can keep keep the weight off and not have to take the medication forever. Those medications you could take forever, but again, I would rather people not be on any medication and have a healthy lifestyle. But this just helps get the ball rolling and helps them, gain that confidence and then hopefully gain that the overall change and betterment of their lifestyle.
Right. So what do you see for your, because your spa is doing great. You've had tremendous success already. And you said it's only been 4 years?
So I've only been open here since last November.
Oh,
So
wow.
not
Okay.
even a year yet. Yeah. So we've done really well. I have two estheticians. I have a mobile IV nurse that covers from Port St. Joe to Destin. So if someone's sick or needs some fluids, she will come to your condo, your house. And I have another nurse practitioner that we're still doing part time, and she has a post grad certificate in women's health. So we are really diving into optimizing women's hormones instead of just waiting until they're, driving off in a dumpster fire with their hormones and into menopause. We're trying to ease women into menopause. So not only are we having them age gracefully aesthetically, but having them age gracefully inside, be healthier. So she's doing a lot to help women, as they transition, because it's a lot. There's a lot of things that go haywire as we move into menopause, I'm finding out. So I love that because there's so many women out there that just need help in that area. And usually in the OBGYN world, they're like, well, we'll put you on some low dose hormone birth control and go away. And so we're finding that there's a huge community of women that need some help. So we're, giving them that. And then we're going to open our second location up on by the airport in the West Bay area next year.
Well, what I like about what you do is your whole mindset of helping people, not just to see how much you can benefit
Yes.
from everybody's interest right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's huge.
Yes. It's really my heart is to help them and not try to just be a salesperson and sell them things they don't need. I really want to meet their needs and help them with their budget because it is expensive. So we want to work with their budget, and I'm not going to sell them something that I haven't tried myself and I believe it works. So I'm the guinea pig or the test dummy or whatever. So I walk around with, uneven eyebrows or whatever, it takes to test the theory and test it out. And so, I truly just want them to be successful and be happy. And when women are feeling good about themselves and happy, then everybody around them will benefit from that. So,
Well, that's true. And then also you've got people like yourself who are kind of walking examples of what they're teaching and preaching and doing
yeah.
well. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I've always had, I've been heavy and fought the weight thing and always worked out, dieted, and so I know. And then yeah, I'm like 90. No, I'm just kidding. I'm close to 60 though. And I always say I didn't really take care of myself like I should have until I was probably around 50, because I grew up here in Panama City. I was, our generation was on the beach every day, every weekend, and I love to fish. So I was terrible about wearing my sunscreen. So I always tell people you can reverse a little bit of the effects. It's never too late to start and do all the things and it'll work.
That's true. Yeah. So what would you like to see what kind of growth for your company? Is there anything new that you would like to bring into your company that you haven't tried yet or hasn't been to the area yet?
So we're about to add a microneedling with radio frequency that will be the only other, there's one over in Grayton Beach and one in Pensacola. The rest are all down south. And it is the best treatment for tightening the skin, for hyperpigmentation, and you can do the whole body. It's not just about the face. So the neck and the chest and those crepey legs that we get as our skin gets old, and the arms. And I mean, pretty much we're going to do from our head to toes here. And so I'm excited about that. I'm working on getting that in here. And with that, we're going to add on a treatment of exosomes. So we do a lot of PRP and PRFM where we draw the client's blood and we spin it down and use that serum with all the stem cells and the growth, the hormone, the growth hormones and all that, and we put it back on the skin and inject under the eyes. And so we're going to add a very similar component, which is exosomes. So those are synthetic and they're made in a laboratory, and they're about 100 times more potent than one's PRP or PRFM. So we're going to continue the PRFM because I do think that's well, but with all of our microneedling treatments, we're going to add the exosomes to just improve that benefit.
Wow, that all sounds interesting. You're way over my head. But yeah.
Yeah, women like it when you
But-
say you can do things with their own blood, and that very natural.
Right,
And they're doing that with joints and that sort of thing. So we're using it to improve the face and the skin as well.
That's good. Well, that sounds interesting. I can't wait to see what all you accomplish. You've already accomplished so much. I
Aw.
can't believe it's only been a year, but I've enjoyed getting to know you too. And so I just wish you all the best in everything you do and just the difference in the lives you're making in so many people. So,
Oh, thank you so much. I know I'm excited, and we're going to continue to grow. And so in the next year, there's going to be some expanding that I'll stay tuned for.
all right, good deal. So we're going to put your information on the screen here. So anybody that wants to reach out to you, they can call you or email you at that email address and find out more about what all you're doing and how you can help them become the best version of themselves.
Yes. So we're here on Panama City Beach. We can also do some telehealth for our hormones and our weight loss if they aren't able to drive over here. Of course, you got to come in to do Botox or filler and that sort of thing. But we are always out and about in the community. We get asked to do partners with other places and boutiques. So we're always out and about. So look for us.
All right, good deal. Well, Karen, thank you so much for being with us today. I've really enjoyed this and I appreciate you taking the time.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I know it wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it wasn't. I can say I did a podcast now. I'm
That's
kind of a big deal.
That's right. Well, I hope everybody's as good at the host as I am. No, I'm just kidding about that. But thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Lux Life Discovered. We will see you soon.